Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our evening Sabbath class. We're going to be closing out the Sabbath, the 5th of November 2022. The topic in the class that I'll be dealing with later on is I'll be reading some more, like I did this morning, I'll be reading some end time prophecies concerning the Israelites. Okay. I'm asking everybody to go to the YouTube channel, to the Prophets of Awakening, and check out our videos. There's a lot of information given. The videos will connect dots for you, bring you into the truth of the Holy Scriptures, the Tanak. And if you like what you're hearing and receiving on the channel, I'm asking you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. This is a non-Messianic channel, and by that I mean Tanak only, which is so-called Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai. Shalom and welcome to Prophets of Awakening. Welcome to our evening Sabbath class. We're going to do our normal, which is moment of silence, Sabbath prayer, Psalms, current events, and some little need to know information. That's a Q&A. Then we go into the topic. Okay. Okay. Oh Lord, we come before thee at the closing of your Shabbat, thanking you for your mercy and your great power. We appreciate you, O Lord, for your patience and for your guidance in all that in these last days. Oh Lord, we thank you for awakening us to this great understanding of your word. We come before you that you keep, direct, and guide us through the upcoming week. Oh Lord, there is trials and pestilence and mayhem at every turn. And we see your mighty hand in the world's affairs and how you are constructing the people's deliverance. And we trust and rely upon thee. And for this cause, we honor and respect you greatly. Turn not thy face from us, but allow us in our seeking of you to find you, O Lord, and to dwell with you. Peace be on you. Okay. Read the Psalms. Okay, I'm gonna read Psalm 77. Who is so great a God as our God? This is Psalm Asaph, David's chief musician. I cried unto God with my voice, even unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me. In the day of my troubles, I sought the Lord. My soul ran in the night and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God. I was troubled. I complained, and my spirit was overwhelmed. Selah, thou holdest mine eyes waking. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with mine own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever, and will he be favorable no more? In his mercy, clean gone forever. Is his mercy clean gone forever? Doeth his promise fail forevermore? Have God forgotten to be gracious? Have he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Selah, I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy works and talk of thy doings. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary, who is so great a God as our God. Thou art the God that doeth wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thy arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Selah, the waters saw thee, O God, the waters saw thee. They were afraid. The depths also were troubled. The clouds poured out water. The skies sent out the sound. Mine arrows also went abroad. The voice of thy thunder was in the heavens. The lightning lightened the world. The earth trembled and shook. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footstool are not known. Thy letteth thy people, like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. So that was Psalm 77. It's who is so great a God as our God. So look at that, you can see in the last couple of verses it says, the voice of thunder was in thy heart. You can go to Genesis chapter 10. Daniel chapter 10 and see that it's described the Lord of hosts. Then it said that his voice was like the many waters. And the heavens, the lightning was, he lightened the world. The earth trembled and shook. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footstools is not known. Right? And then it tells you who this is. Thou leddest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. So we know Moses talking to. Moses talked to the Lord of hosts. But the point I want to shine a light on is 19. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path is in the great waters, right? So we go back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, verse 2. Okay? You're going to see that right here. It says, in the beginning, God, that's Yahweh, he created the heavens and the earth. Here we go to the Lord of hosts right here. And the earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. It's the great waters. And the Spirit of God, the angel of God, moved upon the face of the waters. That's what Psalm 77 tells me. He said his way, his path. He moved around in the great waters. So another precept for that. Daniel. This ain't your house, child. Okay? So chapter 12, Daniel. Okay? Chapter 12, Daniel, is when Daniel saw the three angels. Get to verse 6. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters. See that? Standing on the water. So it's an angel on one side of the bank and another on the other bank. The same angel right here that was I just read in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. Here he is again. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And then he said in verse 7, and I heard the man clothed in linen, which upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, to Yahweh, right? And swore by him that liveth forever, that's Yahweh, that it shall be for a time, and half a time, and when he shall have accomplished, scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. Okay. Anybody got any comments on that? Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Current events.
Confirmation by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that the U.S. is now regarded as just another one of its partners in a new global order. It provides an opportunity for China and its allies to share the leadership position with Washington. Saudi Arabia last week reiterated its commitment to China as its most reliable partner and supplier of crude oil, along with broader assurances of its ongoing support in several other areas. It seems that the Saudi Crown Prince seemingly now sees the US as a partner just for its security considerations, with no meaningful return on Saudi Arabia's part. Whilst regarding China as its key partner economically and Russia as its key partner in energy matters, should not surprise the US. This latest round of talks and agreements comes very shortly after the signing of a multi-pronged Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between the Saudi Arabian Oil Company, formerly the Saudi Arabian American Oil Company, Aramco, and the China Petroleum and Chemical Corporation, Sinopec, which can be regarded as a critical step in China's ongoing strategy to secure Saudi Arabia as a client state. As the president of Sinopec, Yu Baokai, himself put it, the signing of the MOU introduces a new chapter of our partnership in the kingdom. The two companies will join hands in renewing the vitality and scoring new progress of the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. crucially for China's long-term plans in Saudi Arabia. It also covers opportunities for the construction of a huge manufacturing hub in King Salman Energy Park.
Here are 5 reasons why you should invest in gold and
That will involve the ongoing, on-the-ground presence on Saudi Arabian soil of significant numbers of Chinese personnel, not just those directly related to the oil, gas, petrochemicals, and other hydrocarbons activities, but also a small army of security personnel to ensure the safety of China's investments. At that point in early 2021, Aramco had a 25% stake in the 280,000 BPD Fujian refinery in South China through a joint venture with Sinopec and the US's ExxonMobil, and had also earlier agreed in 2018 to buy a 9% stake in China's 800,000 BPD ZPC refinery from Rongsheng. Several other joint projects between China and Saudi Arabia that had been agreed in principle were delayed due to a combination of the ongoing effects of the pandemic, Aramco's crushing dividend repayment schedule, and concern from both countries, especially China, on how Washington might react to this clear threat to the US's own long-running interests in and geopolitical relationship with Saudi Arabia. Just prior to this, June saw Saudi Aramco's senior vice president downstream, Mohammed Y. Al-Khattani, announced the creation of a one-stop shop provided by his company in China's Shandong. The ongoing energy crisis, for example, is a direct result of fragile international transition plans which have arbitrarily ignored energy security and affordability for all, he said. The world needs clear-eyed thinking on such issues. That's why we highly admire China's 14th five-year plan for prioritizing energy security and stability, acknowledging its crucial role in economic development, he added. The mega project in Shandong, which is home to around 26% of China's refining capacity and is a key destination for Saudi Aramco's crude oil exports, will broadly involve the flagship Saudi oil and gas giant, creating stronger ties with the world's largest oil exporter that would enhance China's energy security, especially as we work on increasing our production capacity to 13 million barrels per day, according to Al-Khattani. Aside from the fact that Saudi Arabia still cannot produce anywhere near 13 million barrels per day of crude oil, closer cooperation between Aramco and China will mean Saudi Arabia investing heavily in the build-out of a large, integrated downstream business across the country in tandem with its Chinese partners. Given the transition of Saudi Arabia away from the US and towards China, and the senior Saudis to look at the issue in these terms, whatever they say publicly, there is also every reason to expect Riyadh to continue to back China's efforts to undermine the power of the US dollar in the global energy markets as well. Not only is Saudi Arabia now a prime mover in advancing the China-GCC Free Trade Agreement (FTA), a key aim of which is to forge a deeper strategic cooperation in a region where U.S. dominance is showing signs of retreat, but also the kingdom is now a prime advocate for switching away from the hegemony of U.S. dollars in the pricing of global oil and gas. Just after China made a crucial face-saving offer to MBS to privately buy the entire 5% stake in Saudi Aramco that he originally wanted to float but could not entice Western investors to buy, the then Saudi Vice Minister of Economy and Planning, Mohammed Al-Tuwaidri, told a Saudi-China conference in Jeddah that, "We will be very willing to consider funding in renminbi and other Chinese products," he added. China is by far one of the top markets to diversify the funding, and we will also access other technical markets in terms of unique funding opportunities, private placements, panda bonds, and others. Moreover, recent reports state that long-running talks between Saudi Arabia and China for Saudi to price and receive payments for some of its oil sales in the Chinese renminbi rather than in US dollars have intensified in the past few months. Back in March last year, it was made clear enough at the annual China Development Forum hosted in Beijing, when Aramco Chief Executive Officer Amin Nasser said, "Ensuring the continuing security of China's energy needs remains our highest priority, not just for the next 5 years but for the next 50 and beyond." And yet, the US is surprised by the apparent finalization of the transition of Saudi Arabia away from Washington and towards China, which effectively marks the end of the 1945 core agreement between the US and Saudi Arabia that defined their relationship up until extremely recently. This transition.
So what you're witnessing is the demise of the petrodollar, the demise of the American economy. It's all happened right in front of our faces. Okay. Any comments on that? Okay.
Plays around the league this week about Kyrie Irving's social media posts and subsequent comments. I was just curious, why do you think that is, considering this league is so socially conscious?
I'm not sure. If you want to ask me a question, you can ask me. I can't speak for 449 players.
Sure. Certainly your position, you've been in the position of the best to speak for the
I can tell you this. It's simple. Me personally, I don't condone any hate to any kind, to any race, to Jewish communities, to Black communities, to Asian communities. You guys know where I stand, and it's part of the reason why I didn't air the shop episode, why we kicked that, out of the archives, because it was hate conversation going on there, and I don't represent that. There's no place in this world for it. Nobody can benefit from that. And I believe, what Kyrie did caused some harm to a lot of people. And he has since, over the last, I think today, or was it yesterday, he apologized. But he caused some harm. And I think it's unfortunate, but I don't stand on the position to harm people when it comes to your voice or your platform or anything. And so it doesn't matter what color your skin is, how tall you are, what position you are in. If you are promoting or soliciting or saying harmful things to any community that harm people, then I don't respect it. I don't condone it.
Considering you do identify that his actions as being harmful to people, what do you believe could be a resolution for him to get past the current suspensions that he has with the Nets and Nike?
I don't know. Because at the end of the day, Kyrie is his own man. He stands up in front of the media and speaks. He is a man. He has a great family. I mean, I love the kid. Well, he's not even a kid anymore. He's 30. He just said that the other day in his presser. I was like, it's insane. I don't know the direction, the steps that he take, but he's apologized for what he said. And I hope that he understands that what he said was harmful to a lot of people. And we as humans, none of us are perfect, but I hope he understands how, what he did or the actions that he took was just harmful to a lot of people. I really didn't get into it too much, but I understand.
Okay. Any comments on that?
Yeah, that brother he just still Kyrie Irving out.
Yeah, you say that. He just take care of his own self.
Yeah. But notice he got a hat on with the number 42, right?
Yeah.
That represents us, man. It represents Negroes, in gematria.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all subliminal, man. Although he may be throwing punches at Kyrie Irving,
Right.
he's still trying to make a statement in a real subliminal way with the number 42 cap on.
Okay. That's that song?
Yeah, it is something.
Yeah. Ain't that what's the name number 2?
Who's that?
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson. Yeah, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson. Yeah, man, that number 42 is very significant.
Right.
It represents us as a nation. Yeah,
Right.
I follow a lot of gematria work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if you mind me giving him a shout out.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, Gematria, this guy named, we say white fella though, named
Right.
Zachary. Yeah, Gematria, he got his channel Gematria 24 on YouTube. He got 25, all of them channels like 23, 24, 25.
Right.
So YouTube keep kicking him off, man, because they don't like the he exposing the industry, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they talking through each other subliminally, and like you said, through numbers and all that.
Absolutely. Yep. The study of letters and numbers, man.
Right.
Gematria and numerology, you know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. He a white fella, but I'm sorry, he a white fella, but he really for us, man. He actually offended a lot of white people because he actually trying to tell the white people, you know, saying that we actually as black people are the real chosen seed, you know, of Israel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to shut him up, man. They don't want to put their knees out there.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know?
It's a lot of them doing that.
Yeah, man. That's the age that we in, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We waking up, man, and other nations waking up too, man, and they realizing who we are. You know,
Right.
they ready to bow to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, give us their respect. You know what I'm saying, that we need. You know, that we been waiting for. You know, our time is coming.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know, LeBron, man, he'll
Right.
come around. You know, soon enough. You know,
Okay.
yeah, he
Yeah.
chasing the paper right now. Huh?
When the pressure comes.
When the pressure comes, he can have no choice at that point. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So he trying to protect his career right now. You know, so he can
Exactly.
only say so much, man. You know, they got
Right.
them. You know, yeah, they got them celebrities right where they want them, man. You know, they controlling them, man. You know, so we just have to wait around to see, man. But eventually, all of them gonna rise up. You know what I'm saying? The lion is working. The lion is waking up, man. Judah, you know, waking up. You know, the
Right.
truth is gonna come out. We roaring like a lion, man. You know, the Most High is causing this to happen. You know,
Right.
yeah, man. Like I say, this is a wonderful time to be living. You know, we get to see some man manifest itself and come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? I like this. I love seeing this. You know,
Right.
yeah.
That's 3,000 years in the making.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
It's time. It's time.
Right.
You know.
Okay. What's up, Mike? He says another brother dealing with geometry, BY Israel. Okay.
Joint statement pledging to each donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes. Kyrie Irving speaking moments ago. Here it is, new on Sports Center.
With a week of hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I'll take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your wrongs?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people.
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid, learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from, and why I'm proud to stand here, and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm proud of my heritage and what we've been through, and the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community, and I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create, and it was something I shared, and I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility, then that's where I sit. So, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return, figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things, because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic, and doesn't mean I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in it. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be looking everyone in the eye and telling the truth, and I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I studied. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in the book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from, like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen.
Again, those falsehoods are unfortunate. And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. Never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never tweeted it. I never liked anything like it. So the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors, still spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and it's still going on. And you guys are asking me respectfully to speak on something that was a documentary that I had nothing to do with. I didn't make it. So just please keep that same energy when you guys are addressing me.
Kyrie, for the record, do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Kyrie, did you personally meet with the ADL?
I was informed that they wanted to have a meeting, and we handled it.
Kyrie Irving moments ago. The
Okay. Any comments on that?
Not really on that, I like where he's staying though, man.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
like where he's standing. I hope he keeps standing and him fold. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, one correction. That channel on YouTube, man, is called Gematria Effect News 25. Gematria Effect News 25.
Okay.
Shout out to Zachary K. Hubbard.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Cool, man. Cool.
Okay.
I
Anybody
like
else
his
got?
work.
Go ahead.
No, I just said I like his work. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything on that? Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna open it up for some Q&A. Anybody got any comments about this morning or last night or whatever? During the week. Anything to come up? Let's see what's in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Okay. So yeah. Nobody have no comments on this. This is I thought it was pretty interesting. It came from
Peace and Pan-Africanism, 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 peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother King Kong Consciousness, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde, Intercontinental Ifa Tunde, Notorious RBG, most relevant, most requested, most revolutionary Black scholar in the world. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to keep you too long. I'm not going to keep you too long this Friday afternoon because I know you have things to do and I have things to do. So I'm not going to belabor the issue, but I do want to offer some brief remarks.
This right here is legal. Best.
On this Kyrie Irving controversy, I want to offer some brief remarks on this Kyrie Irving controversy. And then I'm going to go in deeper on www.drumar.tv. I'm going to go in deeper on www.drumar.tv. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe to www.drumar.tv. www.drumar.tv. This is just the introduction. This is just the appetizer. I'm going to give you the meal on drumar.tv. This is just the drinks and the salad and the hors d'oeuvres, but I'm going to give you the meal and the dessert on www.drumar.tv. So here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say. I had hoped that my brother Kanye, I had hoped that my brother Kyrie could have held out for another week or so. I was hoping that Kyrie Irving could have held out another week or so. I wanted him to make them sweat a little bit more. I wanted Kyrie to make the untouchable power structure sweat just a little bit longer. I was hoping he would have held out, because this would have been the first time in a long time that we've had a prominent black musician, Kanye West, a prominent black musician, Kanye West, and a prominent black athlete, Kyrie Irving, stand up simultaneously against the exploitation of the untouchable power structure. I wanted Kanye and Kyrie to do a joint press conference. I wanted Kanye and Kyrie to conduct a joint press conference. I wanted both of those brilliant, although at times politically inconsistent, but I wanted both of those brilliant black men to engage in a joint press conference on this issue. I wanted that. The culture needed that. The community required that. I wish he could have held a little longer. I wish Kyrie Irving could have held out just a little bit longer. But with that being said, he should not hang his head in shame. Kyrie Irving does not need to hang his head in shame, because at least he took a stand. At least he took a stand in an NBA league dominated by black athletes. In the National Basketball Association dominated by black athletes, most of them will never take a stand. Most of them will never take a stand against the power structure. At least Kyrie took a stand. So Kyrie, if you're watching me, my brother, and I'm sure you are, don't drop your head. Don't drop your head. Because at least you took that stand and you held out as long as you could. And we didn't need you to be another casualty like Colin Kaepernick. Because if them Negroes couldn't take a knee for Colin Kaepernick, if them Negroes couldn't take a knee against police brutality and genocide with Colin Kaepernick, if your fellow athletes of the NBA couldn't take a knee for Colin Kaepernick, they damn sure, Kyrie, wasn't going to stand up for you against the untouchable community. They wouldn't break breath against the untouchable community. If they can't take a knee for the national anthem, if you can't take a knee for that old crusty song, if you can't get down on one knee in the NFL for that old crusty song, if they couldn't even boycott the playoffs in the bubble, if you can't even boycott the playoffs in the bubble, and you let David Stern tell you you can wear a word on the back of your jersey. This is what the NBA Negroes did. This was your protest. Freedom on the back of my jersey. Black Lives Matter on the back of my jersey. Unity. What kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is that?
Next time you see this plant in your backyard, don't cut it down, because this is the best natural painkiller you'll ever find. Some people even compare it to morphine.
That was the most passive-aggressive beta male protest I ever seen in my life. Words on the back of jerseys. Adam Silver. Where police was killing black people, and the athletes of the NBA said, we're going to protest playoffs in the bubble. When the black athletes 2 years ago in the bubble was going to protest police violence by not playing in the bubble, Adam Silver had a heart attack. You damn near had a heart attack, Adam Silver. And you told them that you'll let them put some words on their jerseys. And y'all want to paint Black Lives Matter on the side of the basketball court. I want y'all to compare what Adam Silver let us do in the bubble 2 years ago when the Milwaukee Bucks players wanted to protest the NBA playoffs in the bubble. The Milwaukee Bucks stood up and said, nah, they just killed this brother in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Jacob Blake. He didn't die. They paralyzed him. Peace and love to the Jacob Blake family. He gets shot and paralyzed. So the Milwaukee Bucks say, nah, we not playing. We protesting the bubble. Adam Silver says, nah, we gonna let you put words on the back of your jerseys, and y'all went for that. And LeBron James is part of the reason y'all went for that, because LeBron James was more interested in getting a bubble ring. Mr. Activism, LeBron James, who ain't done no activism yet, he wanted a ring. And so they made y'all sit down for LeBron James to get a 4th ring. Made y'all sit down for LeBron James to get a 4th ring. And then they sent Michael Jordan in to make sure LeBron James would stay in his lane. They sent Barack Obama and Michael Jordan in to have a conversation with LeBron James. And the 2 biggest Negro male sellouts in American history, Barack Obama and Michael Jordan, the 2 biggest Negro male sellouts in American history, Michael Jordan and Barack Obama, the 2 biggest Negro sellouts in American history, Barack Obama and Michael Jordan go have a conversation with LeBron James. And LeBron James says they told him to keep playing basketball. Mr. Activism, with a school full of white women in Akron, you said Jordan and Obama told you to keep playing basketball. That was your excuse. Barack Obama and Michael Jordan, the 2 top Negropeans in American history, top political Negropean, top athletic Negropean. And you say they made you play basketball. So Kyrie Irving, don't hang your head, my brother. Don't hang your head, Kyrie Irving, because they wasn't going to stand up for you. Them NBA Negroes, they are too in love with that paycheck and them snow bunnies and that materialistic lifestyle. Nobody was going to stand with you, brother. They was going to leave you out there to dry like they did Colin Kaepernick, who still ain't got a job in the NFL yet. They was going to leave you out to dry like they did Colin Kaepernick. Black male athletes are some of the biggest political cowards the world has ever seen. Black male athletes are some of the biggest political cowards the world has ever seen. Black male athletes are some of the biggest political cowards the world has ever seen.
Okay, any comments so far?
Not as a name.
Okay, I'm play a little more, then we go on into class.
So Kyrie Irving, don't drop your head, my brother, and I'm telling you why. One man can't change this by himself. He can ignite the change, but he can't do it by himself, my brother. I applaud you for standing as long as you stood. It is very much a contradiction and a form of hypocrisy. It is very much a contradiction and a form of hypocrisy for Adam Silver in the untouchable community to accuse you of being against the untouchables. When Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, the 3rd richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, the 3rd richest man in the world, is still selling from Hebrews to Negroes on Amazon right now. Amazon is the largest online selling platform in the world. Amazon is the largest.
If you're a
Virtual market in the world. So somebody got to help me understand, why wasn't $139 billion Jeff Bezos, why wasn't he accused of being against the untouchable? Somebody help me out. Why wasn't the owner of Amazon, the third richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, the largest online selling platform in the world, why was he not accused of being against the untouchables? Why did Jeff Bezos get a pass? Why did the owner of Amazon get a pass? See, I have a problem with selective morality. I don't like selective morality when black people do it. I don't like selective morality when white people do it. Do you know what selective morality is, brothers and sisters? Let me tell you what selective morality is. Selective morality is when you apply your moral principles. Selective morality is when you apply your moral principles to some people, but not all people. Selective morality is when you say it's wrong to abuse a child, but when your friends abuse a child, you overlook it. Selective morality is when you say it's wrong to steal, but when somebody in your family steals, you overlook it. Adam Silver, you are a hypocrite. The untouchable community, you a bunch of hypocrites. If that book, if that video is so disrespectful of your so-called heritage, why are you not attacking everybody who's promoting and selling that video and that book? Help me understand. If it's that bad, and Adam and Jeff Bezos has the largest selling platform in the world, so anybody who wants that book and anybody who wants that DVD, they're going to get it from Amazon. They're going to get it from Jeff Bezos, who's worth $139 billion, third richest man in the world, but y'all didn't send him no letter to cease and desist. When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter? When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter? When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter like the one y'all gave Kyrie Irving? Like the one y'all gave Kanye West? So let me understand. If you white, if you are a Caucasian, and you promote information interpreted by the untouchables to be an attack on their culture, it's okay. If the white man does it, it's okay. But if the black man does it, it's a problem. So do you know what that means to me? Do you know what that means to me? I'm going to tell you what that means to me. What that means to me is, this is really not about hate against the untouchable community. This is not about hate against the untouchables. Because if it was, Jeff Bezos would have been served with a cease and desist. Remove that book, remove that DVD from Amazon Prime. Y'all ain't said a word to that man. Y'all ain't said a word to that man. So you're telling me you openly support the continued selling of a book and documentary that you claim to be against you. You openly support the continued selling and distribution of a book and documentary you claim is against your people. You openly support the selling and distribution of a book and DVD that you claim is against your people. So let me tell you what this is really about. This ain't about no anti this or anti that. This ain't about no hatred for the untouchable community. You know what this is about? This is about the untouchable community tightening the noose around the neck of its black male celebrities. I said, this is about the untouchable community tightening the noose around the neck of its black male celebrities. I said, this is about the untouchable community pulling that noose a little tighter. See, Kanye West, he loosened that noose up a little bit. Kanye West, as crazy and inconsistent as he is, Kanye West loosened that noose up a little bit. Kanye loosened that noose up a little bit. And whenever the slaves start loosening up the noose, the slave master got to pull them back in.
PO40 is a quick dissolve tablet that increases nitric oxide in the body.
We educate people literally daily on
has made a large portion of their wealth off the exploitation of black entertainers and athletes. Let me say it again. Oh, let me say it again. The untouchable community, one of their main avenues to wealth and power was on the backs of African people. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Who are the agents in the sports industry? Not every agent, but the most influential agents in the sports industry and entertainment industry are untouchables. The major agents are untouchables. Oh, yes. How many owners of the NBA teams are untouchables? How many owners of the NFL teams are untouchables? You only have 2 real music companies left. You only have 2 real music companies left, and the CEO of both of them are members of the Untouchables. The Untouchables, according to Russell Simmons' words, according to Russell Simmons himself, Russell said, Snow Bunny Russell Simmons said that had it not been for the Untouchables, hip hop may have never taken off. Russell Simmons said if it wasn't for the Untouchables, there would have been no Fat Farm. There would have been no Rockaware. According to Russell Simmons, the Untouchables invested in hip hop clothing. The Untouchables invested in hip hop music. This is Russell Simmons talking. Russell said, had it not been for the Untouchables, hip hop may have never taken off. But let me say this to you. Investment is a deceptive word for exploitation. Investment is a deceptive word for exploitation. See, when Russell says they invested in hip hop in the early years, Snow Bunny Russell Simmons said they invested in hip hop in the early years. So what you're saying, Russell, is they saw the potential in hip hop early on. And because black people didn't have the wealth to control the financial side of hip hop, stay with me, brothers and sisters. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Understand, overstand, and understand me. We didn't have the money to invest in hip hop and keep it a black owned industry. We didn't have the money to do that. So the Untouchables saw that this might be something. This new form of music might be something. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them the seed money to get hip hop up and off the ground. And after we give them the seed money to get hip hop up and off the ground, we're going to take it over. We're going to own all the rights, all the contracts, the publishing, the performing, the 360 deals. And on the backs of gangster rap, On the backs of gangster rap, the untouchable community has been exploiting black musicians since the early 1900s, and they own gangster rap. They own hip hop. They own hip hop. They own it. They own it. The untouchable community owns hip hop. It's theirs. It's theirs. I wonder who ordered the death of Whitney Houston. I wonder who ordered the death of Michael Jackson. I wonder who ordered the death of Kobe Bryant. I wonder who ordered the death of the artist known as Prince. I wonder who ordered the death of Jimi Hendrix. I wonder who ordered the death of Tupac Shakur. I bet you most of them were untouchables. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Any comments on that? You want to watch all of that? It's Dr. Umar on Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. Okay.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, I'm speaking the truth. Yeah. So but you're gonna go. I'm gonna read. I read this morning. I made it aware that it's, these are it's prophecies, and these prophecies came from heaven about concerning Israel in the latter days, right? And we see that. Okay, my bad. So we see that all four of 60, Isaiah 60, 61, 62, and 63 is about the prophecies that was given to the prophets about to Isaiah the prophet about the end time. And I had read two of them, so I'm gonna read 61 and 62, and then I'm gonna close out. So we see that everything else he said that he was gonna do, he came to pass. Okay, so let me look at that. Okay, 61.
Yo, hey Leonard, I got a question.
What you got?
Hey, when it says in the latter days, is that talking about the end times or just a futuristic prophecy?
No, it's talking about the end times.
The end times. Gotcha. We want to make sure that was known. All right.
Yeah, the same thing is when he say former rain and latter rain, same thing. Okay, yeah, this Isaiah 61. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because the Lord have anointed me to preach tidings unto the meek, and he has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, the day of the vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes and oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities and desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vineyard vine dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. For your shame ye shall have double, and for your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess to be double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, the Lord, love judgment, and I hate robbery. For burnt offerings, and I will direct their works in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. So this right here, this I want to shine light on this. It says, the Lord of hosts in verse 8, Isaiah 61 and 8, he says, for I love judgment and I hate robbery, right? So you have to, if you want to apply that, you got to take it to what he said about Jacob and Esau. He says he loved Jacob and he hated Esau, right? So why is he saying that? Because he loved judgment. Judgment on the earth was given to Jacob, the 12 tribes. Esau stole what they had. That's why he loved Jacob and hated Esau. Okay? Well, verse 10, 9, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them to acknowledge them that they are seeds which the Lord have blessed. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God, for he hath clothed me the garment of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels. For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causes the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so the Lord God will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations. So rightly divide that verse 11, 61:11, it says, for the earth shall bring forth her bud, right? What are you talking about? That's Ezekiel 37. All our forefathers were planted in the ground, right? So let's look at that. Psalms 132, right, Chris? Psalms 132, right? This pertaining to David. Let's go over a lot of people's head. They don't understand because, like I say, you follow the narrative of the New Testament. You know, they don't understand that our forefathers was already told and prophesied to that they was going to be resurrected. So, in verse starting at verse 16 in Psalms 132, I will also clothe a priest. Her is Jerusalem, Zion. I will clothe her priest with salvation. Her saints, that's people in the grave. Our saints shall shout aloud for joy. Then 37, there will I make the horn of David the bud. So what are you talking about? David was buried in the ground. And he's going to come back. That's what Isaiah 66 is telling you. A shout went to the temple. A shout from the Lord went to the temple for David. Before he resurrected everybody in Ezekiel 37, a shout went to Jerusalem and raised David up. Okay? Not your house shot. So anyway, like I said, chapter 61, verse 11, for as the earth bringeth forth her bud, that's Isaiah 66. Let me read that. 66 says, verse 66 and 8, who have heard such a thing, who have seen such a thing, shall the earth be made to bring forth the bud in one day, or shall a nation, it's Ezekiel 37, for as soon as Zion travaileth, she brought forth her children. See that? Shall I bring the birth and not cause to bring forth, says the Lord. Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, says the Lord. Rejoice ye with Jerusalem. Be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. Okay, yeah, so that's what he's talking about. So anyway, I'm in 32, 62, just the restoration of Zion. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until righteousness therefore go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all the kings of glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name. And thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hands of thy God. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy name any more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hezbollah, and thy land Beulah, and the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as the young man married a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall God rejoice over thee. I have set watchmen upon the walls, O Jerusalem, who shall never hold their peace, day or night. Ye that maketh mention of the Lord, keep not silent, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. The Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength. Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thy enemies, and thy sons, strangers, and the sons of the strangers shall not drink thy wine, for thee which thou have labored. But they that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the course of my holiness. Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people, cast up the highways, gather out the stones, lift up the standard for the people. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the ends of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. And thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken. Okay, so that was Isaiah 61 and Isaiah 62, which is prophecies pertaining to Israel in the latter days. Okay, anybody got any comments on that before we close out? Anything they want to say?
So in the latter days, we will be called by a new name, no longer Israel, but a new name will be given to us, right?
Yeah, by Lord of Hosts.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay. So everybody good?
Well, one thing, perhaps because the name Israel is a misnomer anyway, right?
Oh yeah. It's a misnomer, but
There we go. Yeah.
It's just like with I mean, from my observation of it, even the Lord of Hosts. But for the sake of rightly divide everything, you gotta set a standard somewhere in order to rightly divide it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. Okay. So everybody good?
Absolutely, man.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope y'all have a good Sabbath, the rest of the Sabbath, and I'll
Absolutely.
see everybody on Tuesday at 8:00 for our advanced Bible study.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. See you Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. All right. Shalom. Shalom, man. Another shalom.
So long.
All right.